Hello everyone, welcome to Trade. Today we're going to be seeing the Nifty and Banknifty levels for November 1st, that's tomorrow. And this is the daily chart of Banknifty that I've opened. The highlighted area that I'm going to highlight now is nothing but the kind of narrow range that we are in from past 4 days, from the time when this Muhurat trading started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, almost 5 days we have been in a range between 41,500 and 49,090, almost 41,000. We are not able to, though on Friday we got this nice down move, but again today we got a gap up, and the gap up sustained. In Bank Nifty we have a doji. So now it is pretty clear. See, every time we have this type of a consolidation, right, and when it breaks out we get a nice move on the upside. Now see, there was a consolidation here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, almost 6 days we were in a narrow range. We broke out, we got almost 1300 points up move, right? So expecting the same thing. Either way, this can break out on the upside or we can break down on the downside. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But if this breaks out on the upper side, right, we could, let me just redraw this line. If this level breaks out, that is 41,500, we could make a new high in Bank Nifty, probably break the all-time high as well. So that's something that we need to watch out for, this range on the daily chart. We do have our intraday levels in a 15-minute. It's pretty much the same what we marked yesterday, the analysis for today. See, we expected a pretty big gap up, right, but such a big gap up never came. It was a pretty small gap up, and kind of initially there was a down move, and then we just kind of remained. See, whenever we don't break out of this 15-minute range, right, then consider that as a not a very good day for option buying or trading. It's only for the option sellers. See, the entire day in Bank Nifty we kind of remained in this first 15-minute candle range. So obviously there was, here it almost looked like we're going to break out of this range. If I just expand, at this point it did look like we could break out of this range. Even that didn't happen. And on the downside there was even the daily CPR. So our plan was to short if this daily CPR breaks, because always the daily CPR can also act as good resistance or support. So even that breakdown never came. Now coming for the levels for tomorrow, all these lines, whatever is marked and the resistance zone, will remain the same. We can just add one more line over here as a good resistance zone. Now whether we're going to get a gap up or a gap down, we might get a pretty flat opening. If you look at the global market, the US is in red for today, and that is putting us in a small gap down, right? We cannot rely on this SGX Nifty completely, because from past few days, though we see a big gap up in SGX Nifty, we are not getting such a big gap up, right? So we could have a pretty flat opening. It all depends on how the US market closes. So once again, if we get a flat opening, right, and we'll just see the tomorrow CPR levels. The CPR levels are here. If we get a pretty flat opening and kind of break the CPR, probably the first level of support on the downside will be here at 41,000. If that breaks, then definitely this 40,880 we could retest this low. And any move on the upper side is, if this, see, if this level breaks, we again have resistance on this trend line and 41,500, right? So in case we get a pretty flat opening and start breaking out of this range, then yeah, the next target is 41,660 and 41,800. Bank Nifty is looking a little weak compared to Nifty. We'll be looking at the Nifty chart. If we just see the open interest in Bank Nifty, the change in OI, nothing big, only put writing have come in today at 41,300 and even 41,200. And if you just see the overall open interest, right, there is still pretty good resistance at 41,500. There's almost 28 lakhs of call writers still sitting there, and even there are enough call writers at 41,300 and 41,400. So based on this open interest and the price action that we had today, it does look like there is resistance on the upper side between 41,300 and 41,450, 500. So if this entire region breaks out, right, that's when we might get a nice move on the upside. A lot of short covering will come. Until this breakout happens on the upper side, right, we can look for short position at 41,300, the intraday short positions, right, at 41,300. We can even try a short at 41,000, almost 500 in this zone. If we get a nice rejection, we can try and look for a short trade. Now if we compare the daily chart of Nifty, it was a pretty stronger close than Banknifty. We made a new high, and that is all because of Reliance showing some strength in Nifty. See, this is the daily chart of Nifty. On the daily chart, if you see, the next level of resistance for Nifty is here, that is 18,100, and if that breaks, the next swing high on the daily chart is here, that is 18,350. I don't think we will go to 81,350 tomorrow, but if Reliance continues to move up, right, the next level where Nifty can take resistance is over here, 18,100. Now on this 15-minute chart, see this level what we had marked yesterday, it kind of respected on the intraday basis pretty well, and then we got a breakout in the last at 3 o'clock, so there was no point in trading this breakout. Now tomorrow, if we get a gap up, this is where we can face the first level of resistance. If we get a gap up and go higher, right, we will have to be careful at this point, that is around this level, 18,070, because even previously we have got a nice, we saw this on the daily chart, right, even previously we got a nice dip from here, so there's a possibility we might take resistance over here at 18,100 again. So that's it for tomorrow. Let's see if Bank Nifty breaks out of this range at least tomorrow. If not tomorrow, by Wednesday at least, if we can break out of this range, either on the upside or on the lower side. This one move, right, once this range breaks out, probably a 2 days up move or a 2 days down move is good enough for this entire month of trading. That's what happens when we are so consolidated in a tight range.